very long waiting list. Still trying to get a crutch for my 1-year-old daughter. She sent me a whole nasty long message. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's amazing to have you guys here back on my channel. I want to say Happy New Year first of all, because I have not been here since the end of last year. In fact, we had a whole trip to Spain that I wanted to share with you guys, and I edited the video. I edited the first part, I posted the first part, I edited the second part, and I've still not posted it. See, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I just want to come here and bear my heart and soul out to you guys. If you are expecting consistency on this channel, apologies, you're not gonna find it with me. Like, because right now, and I know, and that's not me trying to be lazy or give you guys any excuses, but right now I'm still trying to figure out a lot of things. You guys know that I've had a lot going on in the past few months, right? Yeah, and I have kids. I have 2 toddlers, and I have a full-time job, and of course I have like life to just live, and I have like the home to take care of. So it's just like so much has been going on, but at the same time I've been telling myself I'm going to pick up the camera and do a video and give you guys like updates and talk to you guys, but it's not like, it hasn't just been working. Like, it just, like, when I record, I just drop. I vlog, I do 1 second and then I drop. I think maybe we should be doing more sit-down videos. I shouldn't try to vlog or something. Like, I don't even know, but this is me just telling you guys that you're gonna have to give me a bit of time before you see consistency on this channel. Anyway guys, like I said, Happy New Year. I'm so excited to be back here on YouTube, and I'm hoping that God gives me the strength to continue to be here on YouTube. I am actually more excited about the fact that people have been interacting with my videos since I left up until now, right? I was expecting that I wouldn't be getting like any subscribers or any comments or anything, but every time I check my analytics, I see that people are interacting with my videos, especially with the ones that have to do with Ireland. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I've received a lot of emails, a lot of Instagram messages, DMs. They've been coming, they've just been coming, and a lot of people have been telling me about them moving to Ireland, their application coming to Ireland. I've even spoken to someone on the phone, which was actually amazing, and I am very happy to assist and to help, guys. I'm very happy. Like I always say in most of my videos, I'm very happy to answer all the questions as much as I can. As well as I love to answer all the questions, I've had a couple of people that have come to me in recent times asking me about jobs in Ireland and how to get a job, getting a job, or slotting them into a job. And there's something I have to explain in terms of a disclaimer, because, and I'm saying this because someone recently reached out to me on Instagram, and I was engaging with her, I was talking to her, I was helping her, giving her ideas about how to go about her interest in coming into Ireland. And I think because I delayed, I mean, with everything going on, I delayed on one of her questions, and I was trying to confirm something from someone, and then I delayed till the next day in responding, and then she sent me a whole nasty long message. And this is somebody I've never met before, and I've been responding to like a few messages. No matter how much like I have on my plate, I try as much as possible to respond, even if it's delayed. And she legit like sent me a nasty long message, and I don't know if I'm going to find that. I'll probably put it on the screen, but that was very, you know, what's the word, like, it was very saddening for me, okay, because I've never met this person before, and I thought she was such a lovely lady when we were chatting. I pretty much just want to say that I cannot guarantee anybody a job or guarantee anybody entrance to Ireland. I cannot, because I'm not an immigration person, but I can help you as much as I can. So all that being said, let's go to the main portion of this video. So this video is specifically for my peeps back in Africa, back in Nigeria specifically, because this is a place where I came from myself. I feel like there are certain things that you need to put into consideration, and you need to think about long term, short term, and just think about very deeply before you make the choice to leave Nigeria and move to Ireland. or to anywhere else in the world. To be honest, some of them apply to anywhere else in the world. Okay, so some of these things are things that I think that you should sit down, take 2 steps back, you know, what they called it in corporate, or 5 by 5 or something like that, and then think about before you start to embark on your journey or process the journey of coming to Ireland. One for me would be definitely do your research. Okay, do your research. Do your research doesn't just have to do with going on the internet and reading stuff or going to the library to get books. Okay, when people say do your research, I feel like we just feel like it's just, oh, you read the tabloids, you read the stories online and all of that stuff. It's also about talking to people that are already there, reaching out to people that are already there, your friends that you know, a friend of a friend, a neighbor, a cousin, a sister, whoever it is. You need to do your research about where you're going to. Before we came to Ireland, we knew the weather was going to be interesting. Okay, Ireland has a very interesting weather. There's no clear-cut weather, if I'm being honest. All this winter, summer, everything is just for us to be part of the structure of everybody else. But pretty much, like, if you know anybody that's staying in Ireland, they will tell you that winter is not really winter as it should be. They will tell you that, you know, it gets cold in winter and sometimes, you know, it doesn't snow. And we, like, what I've experienced now, it snowed in March, like earlier this month or so. I can't remember when. Yeah, earlier this month. And we didn't see snow at all in December or during the proper winter. It's supposed to be spring now, but it's been raining, it's been cold and hot, a mixture of everything. So the weather is just different. We knew that before we came. We knew that some people would say the weather is bipolar, but we knew that was the case. So we came and we braced ourselves. And let's go into more serious aspects. But for some people, weather is not entirely something that they can't deal with. Okay, they can weather the weather. Get what I mean? Okay, let's go into more serious aspects. In terms of your bills, in terms of the cost of living, basically, if somebody is coming to Ireland and they're giving you like maybe an offer of like 50k, in an example, you should be able to budget in such a way in advance, in such a way that you know what your monthly expenses might be or could be, and just know what you can put away in terms of savings. Know if the lifestyle, in terms of like that salary that you're getting, is practicable, if it's real, like if it's possible, do you get to live on that salary? And that will actually give you like some kind of edge in terms of negotiation and knowing what you're coming for. For instance, if you are getting, okay, let's not use 100k salary. If you're getting like a 30k salary and coming to Ireland, housing is pretty much high. The least housing you're going to probably get for a 1 bed is probably 1.6. Do you get? How much are you going to be taking home from that every month to be able to live after you pay your rent? You have to think about these things. This is where research actually comes into play. And I'm saying this because I know that a lot of people are looking to move to Ireland or to other parts of the world. And I'm saying, please, 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 do your research. If you're coming as a student, know what your cost of living is every month. Know what your commitments are, what your sponsor's commitments would be. Let's be very deliberate about whatever we're stepping into. And sometimes it's not that you even have to have everything sorted out. It's just that you have to prepare your mind to be able to handle the situation that you're going to be going into. So that you don't go on the internet and start talking about depression and start talking about things that are not working well. Because that has been what a lot of people have been doing in recent times. Just talking about, oh, Japa is not what it is. To be honest, you should have known what you were coming for before you came in. So guys, I can't even overemphasize, because this is the background of everything. Research, from the weather to the housing bills to the, if you have kids, possible crèche for your kids. You need to know what schooling is like. You need to know that there's a very long waiting list. Very long waiting list if you're getting a crèche. I'm still trying to get a crèche for my 1-year-old daughter, and she has been on the waiting list since last year. Some people have put their kids on the waiting list since they were in the belly. So there is a waiting list for the crèche. You need to know all of that stuff. You need to know what the average cost of housing is here. You need to know where you're going to be while you're trying to settle. You need to know what commuting is like. Transportation costs, what is like. We use something called the leap card, and I have a video about some of the costs that you might have coming into Ireland for the first time, and I think you should probably go see that. I'll put the link in the description box below. But it's very important. Long and short of what I'm saying is that if you don't research and if you don't plan, for certain things that you're going to come into, is going to come as a shock to you, and you're going to be battling with depression and what's the word? What other word am I going to use? Like depression and just like regrets. So just highlighting the things that you definitely need to research for if you're moving to Ireland specifically, or anywhere else. You need to research on the cost of housing. You need to research on the cost of bills, what bills you pay for. Like in the UK, they pay something called like a TV tax. Here we don't pay for that, but those are the things that you need to prepare your mind for. Like, if I have a TV in my house, am I going to be paying TV tax? If I have a car, am I going to be paying for car insurance? Am I going to be paying some kind of premium for, or a tax? All that kind of stuff you need to know. If I'm going to work in a company, am I going to be getting health insurance? Health, that's something you need to research about. Ask your company, what health insurance are you getting? Like here, your health insurance is not like in Nigeria. Like when I was using Aximansad in Nigeria, I used silver, I used gold. And when you go into the hospital, you pretty much just do whatever you want to do. Once to get approval from your health insurance, you don't need to pay anything. Here, you have to pay. And even if your insurance is going to cover something, you have to go back, get the claim form, put it on the platform, and then have them claim back the money that you need. So, and for some things, like for instance, I went to the dentist and I needed to pay like 50% of that cost was on me. Like that was 100 euros seeing the dentist and doing an x-ray, and 50% of that cost was on me. My health insurance only will be taking 50% of that cost, and they'll be paying me back for that. I need to have the initial money. I need to have the money first of all to be able to pay for me to go back, put the receipt to my insurance, and then they give me 50% of that. These are some of the things that you need to know, okay? And I don't know if I'm missing something out. If you have kids, the crèche, the school education system, how is it? Do they have to wait? Do they have to go back a class or two? Those are kind of the things that you really need to know and do your research about. And this is from talking to people. Talking to people is the best way, because they would be honest. They would tell you what it really is, where they are. And this is from watching videos like this video, okay? Because I'm going to be doing a lot more videos, and I'm thinking of getting more people to actually talk to you about some of their experiences, because we've all had different experiences, and I've had a couple of experiences just being like here for a while. And yeah, so just basically doing your research and checking online. There's like for Ireland, we have citizenship information.ie, where you can get like citizen information.ie, where you can get like all the information about like living here, health, all of that stuff. Like, just do your research, please. Trust me, it goes a long way if you do your research, because it prepares you for a lot, okay? It just tells you what to prepare for. It tells you what to expect. Second major thing I want to say is have a plan, and it's very, very important. And I used to hear a lot of people say, if you don't plan, you plan to fail. And I thought it was just like a, what do you say? You know how they used to say like motivational talk thing, like motivational speaker just come and tell you something. I thought that was what it was, but to be honest, if you don't have a plan and you're planning to relocate from where you are, what you know, everything you have, and move to another country, you are literally planning. I'm not going to say that word because I don't like negativity, but definitely do plan, okay? If you're coming as a student, you should be very deliberate about the course you're taking, because you need to have a course that puts you at the forefront of everything that is happening, that makes you a hot cake, just to put that in the quotes. That makes you a hot cake. You have to plan. You have to know that when you get to specific point of your course, before it gets to the 1 year, you have to start applying for jobs. You have to start positioning yourself to be hot, to be needed. You have to maybe get in some certifications, get in some skills. You have to be deliberate about your participation in your school or in your place of study. And you have to know how the work market there works, know how the post-graduation market there works. Basically, just like plan yourself very strictly. Sometimes the things don't work as you planned, but the fact that you actually planned does get your head in a right position for whatever comes, okay? I would just say just plan. If you're coming here as a working person, definitely plan where you see yourself in the next few years, what you see your career progression like, okay? that doesn't sound right in my head, but like what you see in terms of your career progression, like where you see yourself in the future, plan that. Plan where you see yourself, even in terms of like your finances, like what do you think your savings will be like? What do you think it's going to be like in terms of like housing? Are you going to move out? Are you going to buy your house? What is it going to be like in terms of like, I don't know, like travel, whatever it is that you think is important to you, your growth and your mental health, definitely do plan. So the final thing I want to say, and which actually should be the first thing I should have said, is pray. Just pray about it. Like, pray to God about it, because if God is saying you should not go, please don't go. I want to tell you something, like honestly, everywhere is moving mad. Like everywhere in the world is moving mad right now, and that's because the word of God did say that when the time comes, there are certain signs that we would see. And to be honest, we're seeing the signs, like whether you want to lie to yourself or not, everywhere has their own issue. And I feel like when they always say this when we're back in Nigeria, it's like all you can see is the bad things that are around you. And yeah, it can be very, very like out there, to be honest, but everywhere has its downsides and upsides. It's basically how you take up that opportunity, and it's also, for me, very important that you are being placed where God wants you to be placed as a person. Okay, so it's very important for you to listen to God and know if where you're going to is where you should be. Now, don't take this for granted. And I know someone is probably laughing and saying, why? Like everything's just like you going spiritual. Trust me, moving from where you know to where you don't exactly know goes beyond physical to being spiritual, because you battle a lot of things. Thankfully for me, and I would say like it's really just God, like reaffirming his presence. I really had a lot of help having my mom. My mom had been here for 3 months, and I think that was my laziest 3 months in this country. She was so helpful, and I just like I felt like home was being brought here for me. And I would really just say that it's really important for you to have the alignment with God, because he just places all the things in the right places for you to feel that comfort that you need. Okay, like right now I have siblings here just in the span of less than a year, and I'm going to be having more siblings like coming. We're going to be like all around me, like not just here, but like just very close to me, and I'm very, very excited about that. I'm going to be having family around me, and I feel like that's also a confirmation that God is in this like vicinity and in this move really for me and for my family. And I want all of us, like I want us to be very, very, very conscious of having God with us, as much as it's also good. Like one of the things I wanted to even mention was also having a friend who has probably done this before, to be like a guide for you, to be like that conversation person for you when you have questions, to be that clarity person for you, or be that lift me up, pick me up person for you when you need that. But it's also important for you to know that God is really in the situation and in your move, because it does make a huge difference. Okay, it's also very important for you to have the strong set of people around you while you're making that move. Well, I say while you're making that move, or once you make that move. For us, it was church, right? Before we left Nigeria, we knew the church we were going to go to. Even when we tried to move that from the church we're supposed to be at to another church, something pulled us back to the church we were at in the first place. We knew that was going to be our church from Nigeria. And as soon as we got here, everything just aligned that was our church. And in fact, we're now an integral part of that church. And we have both, gotten into the workforce, had like gotten into getting positions in the church that, that really just uplifts our spirits and does the same for our kids by God's grace. And for us, the church family was very, very important. And it's not just like, when I say church family, I don't mean like if a church, like you come to church and then everybody's like, sister dinma, are you okay, all that kind of stuff. It was also the fact that we found a lot of young couples like us who had done this move before, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, even like a few months before we even got here. And it was just like us creating a community of friends. If you follow me on Instagram, you will see that I have like a couple of friends there that I'm always doing stuff with, like over and over again. These are friends that I met in church. And these are friends that have been like such a pillar in this move, like such a pillar. I think that's a very, very strong way to grow faster, to blend in faster, to get help faster, and to get more knowledge faster when you're in a new environment. Okay, I want to basically end this video by saying that if you are making a move right now, maybe not even outside the country, within the country, to a different state that you don't know anybody in, I pray that God would go before you and make your path straight. I pray that he will be of assistance to you, and he will give you the right people, the right church, the right community that will help you grow in your environment. And I just pray that everything works out smoothly for you, okay? Like I always say, like God's plan for us is for good and not for evil, to give us the expected end, the end that we don't even imagine, like as far as, even farther than our eyes can see, okay? Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you again in another video next week. If not next week, a week after that, or a week after that. But just remember to subscribe, like, share, and tell a friend to tell a friend about this channel. Don't stop dropping your questions and sending your emails. I'm more than happy to respond to as much as that. If I'm not responding to any of them, please send me a reminder. I will definitely do that. I will prioritize it. Thank you so much, guys. Mwah.